So you've never been to Epcot, but you need to know where everything is to plan your next trip to Disney World? Let's go explore Epcot together. I'm here at Epcot today to walk you through anything and everything that you could find that might help you plan your trip a little bit better. Or that way you can find where you need to go for your dining reservation or your lightning lane or wherever else you can go, because Disney World has tons for you to do. And we're gonna go through it all together. So unlike all of the other Disney parks, there's not really an official name for this entrance here at Epcot. But the first thing you're going to see is the beautiful fountain, and then of course the icon herself, the Epcot ball, or her official name, which is Spaceship Earth. So Spaceship Earth is a slow-moving dark ride that takes place inside of the Epcot ball, and you travel through time and explored basically what we consider, remarkable human history. And it's all from the Stone Ages to the computer age, communication technology, and all of the developments that took place during that time. Anyone can enjoy this ride. You don't have to be any certain height, and I think it's fun. It's one of the Epcot originals. They were going to redo this and give it kind of a refurbishment when they were redoing Epcot, but then COVID happened, so that kind of got nixed. Disney has made no official announcements if that's happening or not, so it could still happen. But for now, I still get to enjoy thanking the Phoenicians every time I'm in Epcot. So here we are at Spaceship Earth, but if you go to the right, you're gonna see the camera center and pin traders. It is the same building, but this is where you're going to find your Disney Photo Pass help if you need help at the beginning or end of your trip. This is where you're gonna find a ton of pins and magic bands and some special Epcot merchandise. So here is some of the Epcot 40th merch. Very cute, very cute. This is all of the specialty pins they have right now. And then just a wall of pins. This is my heaven. And then here is the huge wall of Magic Band Plus. So here to the left of Spaceship Earth is Gateway Gifts. Gateway Gifts just has lots of apparel, accessories. Right now there is a ton of 50th merchandise in here and lots of ears. So if you're just getting here for your first day and you want to grab some ears before you head anywhere else, there's lots of options here. So jewelry, and then back here is all of the ears. And hats and lots of good stuff. And then right up here, straight past the construction, is guest relations if you ever need it for virtual queue issues or lightning lane issues or anything. My biggest recommendation is if you pull a virtual queue or a lightning lane for a specific time, screenshot it just in case. I have had the app glitch before, and if you have those screenshots, it just helps them at guest relations and it helps your case. So Connections Cafe is pretty much the resident Starbucks here. It has all of your Starbucks favorites, coffees, teas, snacks, drinks. It might look overwhelming, but this is two different sides. And then they do have all of the same seasonal drinks. And if you ever are here on a holiday, normally they'll have like a special liege waffle or something like that. Okay, so then straight over here is Creation Shop. This is easily the biggest store here in Epcot. It's going to have a little bit of everything that you need. Lots of Epcot 40th merchandise, lots and lots and lots of seasonal merchandise, Loungeflies, ears. Like, this is your one-stop shop. There is not going to be another store in Epcot that you're going to find this much Disney merchandise in one place. Oh, I need that. I mean, it is a huge store. Hats and Loungeflies are all over there. There's also tons of Guardians merchandise. Let's see. Here are lots of Loungeflies and a huge ear wall. I mean, this place just goes on. It's like their version of the Emporium. If you haven't been to Magic Kingdom, you should definitely check out Sage's full Magic Kingdom walkthrough. And another thing that's really nice, because this store does get really, really busy, and there's so much to buy. You can do mobile checkout here. It's here at the exit, and I always recommend using that. It's going to help you save a lot of time. Okay, so then heading down from Creation Shop, you're just going to walk, and then right here to your right is going to be Club Cool. Club Cool is a Coca-Cola themed shop where you can also try out drinks and different sodas from around the world. It's really neat. I stop in here all the time, even when I'm just here hanging out, because I love getting a free drink or two. And they even have some slushies and things, lots of Coke products. And I mean, you can see it's a pretty popular shop for such a small little place. Okay, so this one is my favorite. literally just Russian Sprite, that it has like cucumber flavor. It's my favorite. And now we are in what is considered World Discovery. So World Discovery is a land here in Epcot that is themed around stories about science and technology and intergalactic adventures kind of come to life. This is one of the worlds that Epcot has kind of refurbished and gave an update to. So on your left, as soon as you come into World Discovery, you're going to see the Connections Eatery. So this is just one of the entrances to that. This is a quick service with American food like pizzas and burgers. It's pretty simple. It is on mobile order, so if you're in a hurry and you're trying to save some time, this is one that you can mobile order at. And it is connected to the Connections Cafe, so you can come straight with your Starbucks to grab your lunch, and there's lots of seating, which is very nice. And so here's another one of those guest experience teams. It's kind of like a pop-up guest relations if you ever need help. This one gets pretty busy because of Guardians of the Galaxy, but there it is if you need it. And then to the left is a Joffrey's, which is like my heaven. So Joffrey's is, one of Disney's partners when they do coffees. At Joffrey's, you can get coffees, teas, donuts, and pastries. They are in every single Disney park and Disney Springs, and some of even the resorts will have special Joffrey's stuff. It's my favorite. I prefer it traditionally over Starbucks because it is a Florida-based company, so you can't just get it anywhere, and I think it's delicious. Okay, so then right past the Joffrey's, you're going to find Epcot's newest ride, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So on Guardians, it's like a mix between Rock and Roller Coaster, Space Mountain, and then Escape from Gringotts. This is a really neat ride. You get to take off on an intergalactic chase. And you get to go through space and time with the Guardians and try to save the world and time and existence. You do need to be at least 42 inches tall to ride, and right now you can only access this ride through virtual queue or through the additional cost Lightning Lane. So if you have any troubles with that or you're ever curious about it, you know that AllEars has got you covered. So check out AllEars.net for our best tips so you can grab that virtual queue or decide if you need that individual Lightning Lane. So if you come to the right side of the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind entrance, you're going to find what is the exit shop for Guardians. This is Treasures of Xandar. It's a smaller shop right here at the exit, and it mainly has all of your Guardians merchandise. You can't really find anything outside of that. It has a lot of really cool Marvel stuff. It's a really neat little shop. First stop over here, we're going into Mission Space Cargo Bay, where you get your gear and supplies if you're heading out into space. This is the exit queue for Mission Space, where you can find NASA merchandise, Star Wars merchandise, and lots of space-themed things. So here is all the Star Wars sections. Lots of really cool t-shirts. They even have a handful of pins and keychains and things. And then NASA and Mars themed merch over here. Have you ever needed that helmet? I don't think that I do, actually. So another really neat thing is back here is the Advanced Training Lab, the ISTC Advanced Training Lab. So this is not an area that a lot of people will come back to, but this is the exit queue for Mission Space. So if you have a little one who can't really ride Mission Space, or maybe you get really motion sick and it's not something you're interested in, but you want a place to sit down and get out of the sun, this is a great one to come to. There's games, there's a playground, lots of places for your kiddos to play and for you to kill some time if you don't want to ride this ride or you just need a place out of the sun. Also, if you ever need a portable charger, that's where one of the fuel rod stations is here. But the next stop over here is Mission Space. So Mission Space is the blast-off simulation thrill here in Epcot. You get to go on like a NASA-style mission to Mars, or you get to orbit the Earth, depending on which one you choose. A lot of people do get a little dizzy on this one because you are spinning, you're going to space, and there are really tight and enclosed spaces, so if that's not something you're interested in, definitely maybe consider skipping this one. You can choose to go on the green side, which is the Earth mission. It's a little bit more gentle, not so intense, or you can choose to go on the orange side, which is the Mars mission. And I will say this honestly, there are moments where I feel like there is a weight sitting on my chest because it gets so crazy in there. So this is Space 220. It is one of the newest restaurants here in Epcot. It's out of this world, quite literally. You get to eat your meal in space. It is a super immersive dining experience. It's really, really neat. You get a 2-course meal at lunch or a prefix 3-course meal at dinner. Both feature kind of modern American cuisine Like I said, it is a little bit pricier. It is $80 a person if you come for the dinner 3-course meal. But if you're not interested in that, there is also a Space 220 lounge where you can get all of these things a la carte, and you can experience the drinks, and you don't have to have reservations. There is going to be a walk-up list, and it will fill up really quickly. So if this is something you want, you need to maybe consider kind of rope dropping the Space 220 lounge or grabbing a dining reservation. So here is a splash pad. It is not currently running, but especially in the summertime, if your kids are looking to cool down, this is a great place to come hang out, blow off some steam. But if you go straight, that is the big ticket item here in Epcot. So this is the last major ride here in World Discovery. This is Test Track. It is one of the biggest rides here in Epcot. It's a lot of people's favorites in all of Disney World. On this ride, you get to design a virtual concept car and you get to put it to the test. You do need to be at least 40 inches tall to ride it, but this is definitely a favorite. And if you're ever curious about Genie Plus, this is definitely one that we try to recommend grabbing a little bit earlier in the day, maybe in your first top 2 or 3, but you can definitely check that out over in our Epcot Genie Plus challenge that me, Quincy, and Sage did. So over here to the right of the Test Track entrance and at the Test Track exit is the Test Track Semporium. This is the exit queue that you walk through as you're leaving Test Track, and it's a shop that has lots of Epcot merchandise, Test Track merchandise, and Cars merchandise, Pixar's Cars. This is another place that you also can get your badge, your little driver's license, kind of like over in Magic Kingdom. Very neat. Some Cars merchandise. There also, you can design your cars out here. So maybe if you have somebody who isn't tall enough or maybe who isn't interested in riding but still wants to design cars, you can come do that over here. And then you can see some of the cars that they have on display in the back. And then just lots of merchandise. So then heading straight out of Test Track Emporium is kind of our last little stop over here in World Discovery, and it was Cool Wash. So Cool Wash was just a place that you could come hang out. They did have some drinks, some sodas, but they have taken down the sign and covered it. And so now it's under refurbishment. We aren't fully sure what it's going to be just yet, but you can guarantee AllEars.net is going to keep you covered. So make sure you're following the blog and on our TikTok and all of our Instagrams, because we'll let you know when things happen in Disney World. The Green Landing Playground, so another place if you ever need for your kiddos to kind of burn off some energy, this is a great place to do it. It's a fun playground with really soft grass for you to sit and hang out. So we are getting here to the entrance of the World Showcase. So the World Showcase is a section of Epcot, basically the entire back half of Epcot, that is made up of 11 different pavilions, and each pavilion is themed to a different country. It's really, really neat. The pavilions are all around the World Showcase Lagoon. It's truly like you're traveling around the world, and there's lots of really fun food, merchandise, and experiences that you aren't going to get a lot of places that talk about the culture of the pavilion you're in. So this is one of the first stores that you will come to in the World Showcase, and it's the last, only Disney-esque store, if that makes sense. You can find lots of Marvel merchandise in here and lots of other kind of generic Disney things. There's even some random Star Wars things in here too. This is also another location that you can switch out that fuel rod portable charger if you have one. It's always important to know where those are. And then right over here across the way is at Meet and Greet. That's where you can meet Pluto. Sometimes Minnie Mouse will be here, but Pluto's been here for a few weeks now, so seems pretty solidified. But if you're ever curious as to where characters are, you can definitely check the My Disney Experience app. It will have all of those times and locations. And then to the right is another Joffrey's Espresso Coffees and Pastries and Teas. Okay, so although we can see the Mexico Pavilion, we are not going to go straight in there just yet. We are actually going to go left, just so I can show you two smaller things, but things that you should know about nonetheless. So first, this building over here is the Odyssey. The Odyssey was previously used as a food and wine booth this past year. It has lots of seating. Disney will use it for different events, different things, so definitely check that out. If you're here on a normal day though, you can almost guarantee that there's going to be some seating in there outside of the shade, and there's 2 different restrooms if you ever need it. So a great place to hang out and chill, maybe charge your phone and relax with your kiddos. And then to the right of the Odyssey building is the Baby Care Center and First Aid. Remember, First Aid is anything anything you need, Band-Aids, medicine, Tylenol, anything, it's going to be right over here to the right. We finally made it over to the Mexico Pavilion. Tacos, nachos, churros, kid meals, margaritas. This is the quick service here. It is a wonderful quick service in my opinion. I really enjoy it, especially if you like Mexican food. And then straight across to the left is Choza de Margarita. You can grab some really delicious margaritas over here and some guacamole and chips if you need it, which we always recommend getting some food with your drinks. This is where you're going to find a lot of the shopping and the ride here in the Mexico Pavilion. Okay, so we came down the ramp, and the first thing to our right over here is La Cava del Tequila. This is the margarita stop inside of the Mexico Pavilion. You can get a lot of fun margaritas and different tequila flights. I really like it in here. You also can do sit-down dining where you can get some chips and queso, other small plates. So all of these kind of little carts out here are part of the Plaza de los Amigos. So it's an open air concept market, just like the ones that you would find in Mexico. It's really very cute. There's a lot of handcrafted items, lots of Mexican inspired merchandise, some really beautiful ears. So this is a table service here in EPCOT that you can grab lunch or dinner at. It has traditional Mexican cuisine, and you get to eat while overlooking the water and eat below the pyramid. It's really quite beautiful. And then to the left of the restaurant is the Grand Fiesta Tour, starring the Three Caballeros. This is a slow-moving boat ride where Donald Duck goes on a little bit of a tour of Mexico and all of the places that you can go through there. And unfortunately for him, he has a show that night, so Panchito and Jose have to go and grab him and make sure they get to their show on time. It's a lot of fun, and anyone can enjoy it. So to the left of Grand Fiesta Tour is La Princesa de Cristal. So this is a really beautiful shop. It has lots of glass and crystal work in here, and you can even see them doing some current creations. He's working on a lot right now. And a lot of really beautiful crystal work. And if you ever need a tiara or two, you can also grab that here. So to the left of that, La Tienda Encantada. So this is where you're going to find a majority of the Coco merchandise. They have a lot of items, as you can see, and Disney has recently just expanded a lot of the Coco line, so there's quite a bit to find. There's also this really beautiful fountain here in the middle. This is where I normally come and sit and hang out if I get chips and queso or anything, and I just really need a place to relax. The Kid Cot also is over here with some kid training, if you're interested. Kid Cot is a really fun, free little activity set that kids can do in every single pavilion in Epcot. So if you need to kind of distract your friends, or maybe even yourself, you can come do that and hang out. This is a really nice restaurant here in the World Showcase. It is a Mexican restaurant with some traditionally Mexican cuisine that overlooks the World Showcase Lagoon. It's very nice. You do need to have reservations for this one, and it is a table service here in Epcot, but it's really beautiful, and if you time it right, you could potentially see the nice fireworks during Harmonious that night. So here to the left, we're going to keep walking, is where you can meet Donald Duck. He's very cute in his sombrero. So the first thing you're going to come across when you reach the Norway Pavilion is kind of tucked over here to the left, and it's Royal Summer House, where you can meet Anna and Elsa. This is a really popular attraction because you get to meet Anna and Elsa. It's everybody's favorite. Right now it's actually a 75-minute wait, which is pretty fairly normal. So that leads us over here to the Stave Church Gallery. This is where you can learn about legendary gods and Vikings. There's some really neat artifacts in there, and a lot of people don't even realize that you can go inside, so it's normally not too busy.
The giant was never seen again.
So we're going to come back out of the Stave Church, and you actually can see a drink cart here as well if you're drinking around the world. They have a few options, lots of draft beers. So we are going to head now kind of more inside the Norway Pavilion. And the first thing we are going to make it to is Kringle Bakery og Cafe. This is where you can get some really delicious baked goods. I can literally smell them from here. And you can even grab your own Viking coffee if you're drinking around the world and that's what you're interested in. To my right, this is actually recently just reopened. This is the Princess Dining option here in Epcot. And we even have a full review up on our channel where you can go watch Where You Love Miranda and Quincy Meet Princesses and tell you all about it. straight across from that is the entrance to get into line to Frozen Ever After. Frozen Ever After is one of the most popular rides here in Epcot. You get to sail through the wintry tale of Frozen. It's a little bit after Frozen, but you get to see your favorite characters like Sven and Olaf and Anna and Elsa and Kristoff. It is a lot of fun. Anyone can enjoy this ride, especially if you're like Quincy and you like boats. And then to the left of Frozen Ever After is the fjording. This is actually where you're going to exit from the Frozen Ever After ride, or you can even shop around in here. So I'm gonna head in this way, past the line and past the waterfall. And here in the fjording, you can actually grab your own Viking helmets. You can see a huge troll. You can find some Norwegian imports. There's a lot of fun things, and you can find a lot of Frozen merchandise here in the back. If you ever need a thick wintry jacket here in Orlando, which you never know, I'm gonna make fun and then need my jacket today. You can grab one of those here. And here's the Frozen section. So if you have anybody who's a big fan of Frozen, this is a great place to hang out. We've been seeing some new items. This is also where you can find your KidCot stop if that's something that you and your family and you and your friends are doing. You can grab some fun Viking-inspired ears. And they even have some skincare and perfume back here. So lots of options if you're shopping in Norway. So here we are, we have made it all the way to China, and we are going to start right over here on the right with our first stop. It's Good Fortune Gifts. It has a lot of really fun puppets, hats, a lot of Chinese games, umbrellas, fans. They also have several of these like shoulderkins here in the China Pavilion. This is not the only place, but it's like the same concept of a shoulder pal. If you ever just want a unicorn instead of a figment. They also have lots of little knickknacks over here. So here at the Joy of Tea, you can try a lot of really delicious, different traditional teas here. You can also get a few other drinks if you're interested. You can also get egg rolls here, just a small little snack. This is not what I would consider like a must-do, but if you're interested in trying teas or different drinks and egg rolls, this is a good place to go. Here is the beautiful archway, and we are going to head not through it, we are going to head to the side of it. The first thing we're going to come to over here is on our left is the Nine Dragons restaurant. Lots of Chinese cuisine. And although it smells amazing every single time I'm out here, don't necessarily let that fool you. You guys are All Ears readers. Don't really seem to like this one. It's one of the lowest rated table service options here in Epcot. So if you're ever curious about that, we do have reviews from us and from our readers on our website. You want to go check out AllEars.net. And then we continue on, and we are passing the Lotus Blossom Cafe. This is the quick service in the China Pavilion. It has Chinese favorites like pot stickers, egg rolls, orange chicken, beef, things like that. It is really fast, it is delicious, and it is quick service. We are going to head into House of Good Fortune, which is the merchandise here. So it has lots of apparel, fun snacks, and different jewelry. It is a huge, huge market. And it has a lot of really unique items that you can't really find in a lot of places. That's one thing I really love about Epcot shops, is that it's not just Disney things. There's a lot of fun Disney stuff and a lot of really unique items. I mean, this really truly is a massive store. So here they are. They have different lays. They have, this one is Texas grilled barbecue, prawn crackers, spicy crawfish. Another thing in this store, they have lots of like really big plushes, lots of pandas, but they even have personalized chopsticks with your name on it. It's just like a huge wall of chopsticks with your name on it. They also have kind of an outdoor market that is still technically a part of House of Good Fortune. And you can even get a few drinks back here, and like soft drinks and alcoholic drinks. The House of Whispering Willows, which has the exhibit called Inside Shanghai Disney Resort. So this is a really neat exhibit. I actually just love this area, in general, but I think it's also a really cool exhibit. It's a small museum that tells you about all of the different things that you can find in Shanghai at the Disney Resort over there and how they were made. Here's their version of Tron, the Light Cycle Power Run, which we're getting in 2023. They even have some of the cast member costumes, so you can kind of see what they wear. They have models of the other rides. They tell you about the different lands, like they have Treasure Cove, where you can find their version of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It's very, very neat in here. But if you go through this door here, it takes you to the last thing we'll talk about here in the China Pavilion, which is Reflections of China. This is the kind of waiting area for that. You go in over here at the doors, but there's a show kind of going on right now. This is a 12-minute circle of vision, 360-degree film, where you take a tour through the sights and sounds of China. It's really beautiful. Sage and I actually recently watched it when we did everything here in EPCOT. But then also over here at the entrance is where you can meet a princess. Miss Mulan is here at the entrance, and then we have, AllEars.net has occasionally seen Shang with her as well, but not today, just Mulan today. We're gonna head over this bridge to our next stop. So once you cross the bridge, over here to our left is the next stop. It's not really a country, but it is a stop in its own right, and it's one of the refreshment outposts that they have here in EPCOT. They actually have two of them. This one is hosted by Coca-Cola, and you can grab a refreshing cocktail or beer, or they have hot dogs, Dole Whips, frozen slushies, lots of fun little options. This one is definitely not super busy compared to the other pavilions, so if you just want something quick and easy, this is a great place to go. There also is some seating across from the refreshment outpost, and there's a face painting stand if you or your friends want to get your face painted. They did pre-pandemic also have some stores kind of set up. As you can see, those are not open right now, but they do still have the wood carvings that just opened up, where you can watch them literally carve wood into beautiful staffs, figurines, and different items. Okay, so here we are in Germany. One of the first things that we'll come to is the meet and greet area for Snow White. She isn't out right now, but you can check out her times on My Disney Experience. And right here is her beautiful wishing well, and this is where you will come meet her if you're interested. One of the most popular and well-known, I think, stops in EPCOT, which is Caramel Kutch. This is the handcrafted caramel treats. It's a Werther's original sponsored stop. It's your one-stop shop for anything and everything caramel. They even have the iconic Werther's kettle corn in here. And you can get it all on mobile order. If you don't want to wait in line, they do have the pre-packaged caramel kettle corn, but I highly recommend waiting just a few minutes or even mobile ordering and grabbing that fresh popcorn because it smells amazing. This is inspired by old world German Christmas. They even have pickle ornaments, and they really explain to you the German tradition of pickle ornaments because pickles bring good luck. And it was always the last ornament placed on the tree. It's really beautiful. There's a lot of ornaments. This is actually here year round. This is not just a Christmas time thing. This is permanent. And you can find a lot of really beautiful and specific ornaments. And then even sometimes they have cute little nutcrackers. I love this store. As somebody who loves Christmas time, it makes me so happy to walk in here any time of the year and just get to feel some holiday cheer and joy. And the next stop is Steinhaus. This is the Oktoberfest inspired merchandise store. It has some of my favorite Germany items. It's really, really neat. You can even grab your own Stein here if you're interested. And it's normally pretty packed. So this is a nice day to be walking through. Okay, then right next to the Steinhaus is a wine cellar. Wine cellar is like an old world cellar, quote unquote. It's a cellar that is stocked with over 250 different German wines and a selection of German beers. If you're drinking around the world and you've ever wanted the chocolate shot, I've seen it all over TikTok and social media, and I could not find it. It is here. You can order it here, and it's the Mozart chocolate cream, and it's delicious. In case you ever wanted to try it, this is where you can find it. Okay, so then our last stop as far as stores go. This is another stop that has the crystals. Just like in the Mexico Pavilion, it has glasses, jewelries, figurines, crystals, lots of really beautiful items. Do I need a $150 Fireman Mickey? Because I think I do. No, actually, I've changed my mind. I need the $350 crystal stitch. They even have some crystal steins here if you're interested. And then they also have Swarovski crystals and jewelry. That also brings us to the main sit-down restaurant, which is Biergarten here in Germany. It's an all-you-can-enjoy German cuisine option for your dining here in EPCOT. You also get to listen to live polka music at this table service restaurant. I would recommend getting reservations for this one if you're interested. It is an all-you-can-enjoy, so adults are $50, but I have known this one to be fairly easy to grab a walk-up time for. And then over to the right is Sommerfest. So Sommerfest is actually the quick service here in Germany, and you can get some brats, some beer, some pretzels, and it's on mobile order, which is really nice because EPCOT does not have a ton of mobile order options. See this really beautiful mural? And there it is. This is also, you can go into Biergarten here as well. Also, because it's Germany, they are known for their beer, so they do have 2 walk-up beer carts as well. So here is one of them. The line gets a little bit longer, but you can grab pretzels here as well. And then there's also another one over there that is the same. It's just a beer cart. It has mostly the same offerings as well, and more pretzels. This is where you can make your own glass artwork. They also have some tiaras out here. It's really very pretty, and it's just a walkthrough, and a lot of people really kind of overlook this. Across from where you can make your glass artwork is more restrooms. You know, those are important to me, as they should be important to you. And then there is the model trains as well. So this is just a really beautiful, fun little mini German town that has working model trains that go through here. There's all the little people. You can see the smoke coming out of the pipe, and there goes the train. Walt Disney was a huge fan of model trains, so this feels very appropriate. Alright, we somehow managed to walk all the way from Germany to Italy. So this spot is a really beautiful merchandise location where they have nice Italian wares, as Disney likes to say, like crystals, handbags, perfumes, clothing, and accessories. It always smells absolutely to die for in this room. This is where you're going to find handmade Venetian masks. They are incredibly beautiful, and to the point where cast members ask you really not to handle them. They handle them, and then you decide. Tutto Italia. This restaurant does serve traditional Italian foods. It is a table service. The photos look absolutely beautiful, and you know AllEars.net has reviewed it, so you can check that out on our website. And then also next to Tutto Italia is the Tutto Italia wine cellar, the Gusto wine cellar. This is a really fun, nice, cozy wine bar. It has over 200 bottles of Italian wine, and then there are some small plates, but if you want to enter, you do need to go through the official restaurant over here. So all the way back here in the Italy Pavilion, the first thing is Via Napoli Ristorante e Pizzeria. This is authentic Italian cuisine, and we actually just went here recently, Sage and I did, for our Pizza versus Pizza challenge. So if you want to go see how Via Napoli kind of landed in the pizza lineup of life, definitely go check that out. To the left of Via Napoli, it's the walk-up pizza window here in the Italy Pavilion. This technically is a seasonal location, so it is not guaranteed to be open when you're here on your next trip, but it has been open a lot lately, especially with the increase of crowds. And you can see people have really, really loved it. I actually really love this walk-up window. They have awesome drinks and really nice pizza, so check that out if you are into pizza. Okay, so then here is the walk-up cart. This is where you can get the limoncello mule. It is wonderful. There's also drinks like the limoncello cocktails, and there's just lots of wine. So if you're drinking around the world, this is a great stop that normally does not have a super long line. Okay, so we keep going, and then here to the left, as you're exiting, is the EPCOT stop. And then that's going to bring us into La Bottega Italiana. So in this store, this is another one that is kind of a twofer. This is going to have a lot of Ferrari gear, a lot of Italian-specific t-shirts, merchandise, wine, cookware, decorative items, and then Italian food. So here's all of the apparel. I actually love their limoncello collection. They even have ears if you're interested. All right, so then here is one of the last things in the Italy Pavilion. It's the gelato and sorbet kind of dessert stop if you're interested here in the Italy Pavilion. Of course, you know us. We have done an entire review, so check out AllEars.net for that entire review, and you can see what fellow readers say if this is worth your money or not. So first things first, you're halfway around the world. You're going to need some coffee. You've been walking a lot of steps. So there is another Joffrey's Coffee and Tea over here. EPCOT has tons of them in case you need it. There's the American Garden Theater. That is actually a huge theater here in EPCOT. They have a lot of really fun shows over there. They have live shows almost daily. And during Christmas time, which is almost Christmas, this is where they do the candlelight processional. And then during Food and Wine, this is where they do the Eat to Beat, the Broadway concert series. There's a lot of things that happen over here, and it's really popular. So definitely make sure to check out what's going on your next trip. So over here across from the American Garden Theater is Fife and Drum. And it's just quintessentially American. What else can you say other than getting a turkey leg and a, bag of popcorn? That's American for you, baby. Okay, so once you pass Fife and Drum, you're going to walk back over here, and that's where you're going to start smelling the amazing smell of barbecue. You're going to find Regal Eagle Smokehouse. It has craft drafts and delicious barbecue. It is also a Muppet-themed quick service. It is really delicious. This one is also on mobile order. Also next to it on the left is the Regal Eagle walk-up window. This is where you can grab some really delicious cocktails like the famous Tennessee Lemonade and the extra famous Moonshine Sour, which is my personal favorite here. So the big attraction here in the America Pavilion is the American Adventure in the Liberty Theater. The American Adventure is a 30-minute show that details the history of America with some really beautiful songs and some cool animatronics. But that is not the only thing that's in this building. The Voices of Liberty perform here in this circle where everybody's looking. They are an a cappella group that sings some really beautiful songs. They're incredibly talented. Sage talks about them a lot, and they are really worth it. And then another thing is the American Heritage Gallery, which is this right here at the back. This celebrates American Indian art and tradition and innovation in American Indian art and culture. It's really beautiful. They have some amazing artifacts in here. And if it's really hot in the summer, this is definitely a place to come hang out and chill, because these artifacts, which are real, do need to be kept at a certain temperature, which is cold. So this is a great place to come hang out and then also learn a little something. The next stop here is Art of Disney. This is a really beautiful store. It has paintings and prints of some really beautiful Disney artwork. And if you're here at the right time, you might even find the artists. I love walking through here. I think it's so fun to see all the different interpretations of Disney characters and Disney art. So here on the side of Art of Disney is where you're going to find KidCot, and then also a major seating area that is covered. There's lots of benches, and they actually have removed a few right now. We are in between festivals while I'm filming this, but if you ever need a place to sit, it's a great option to kind of search and see what you can find. The last two things here in the America Pavilion are kind of outliers. They're not necessarily right in the middle of the pavilion, but they are here on your way to Japan. So one of them is Block & Hans, the purveyors of fine American ale. These have American craft beers, and then they do have a few beer flights if you're interested, and then bottled water or Mickey's shaped pretzels with cheese sauce if you need it. And then right next to that is funnel cakes, which, can you guess what it is? It's a funnel cake stand. Spoiler! They have a lot of fun sugar-covered funnel cakes, and they even have a cookie and cream funnel cake. And it's actually very popular. The line can get pretty long for this one. So if you're coming to Japan through America, the first thing that you're going to hit is Kabuki Cafe. They have shaved ice, sushi, edamame, sake. It actually looks wonderful. Every time I walk past it, it looks so amazing. So one of the first things you're going to come to is over here on the left, and it is Katsura Grill. This is where you can get ramen, sushi, and different curry up here in this quick service. As you can see, it is super popular, especially on busy days, because who doesn't love ramen noodles? So then right here next to Katsura Grill is the Garden House. This is the walk-up bar here. You can get the famous violet sake here as well. It normally is not super busy, and if it gets super busy, it moves pretty quickly. So down there is Garden House, and once you come up this pretty big set of stairs, you're going to get to the Mitsukoshi restaurants. So it's Tempen Ito and Tokyo Dining. Tempen Ito is the hibachi kind of vibe here. You get a unique seat at the table service where the chefs cook right in front of you. And then the next one that's in the same building is Tokyo Dining. It is authentic Japanese dining. I've heard it's an incredibly wonderful experience, very unique, but it is closed through 2023 for refurbishment, so it is not open while I'm filming this. One thing that a lot of people really love about dining here is if you catch it at the right time, you have some really beautiful views of Harmonious, and I think of just EPCOT in general. Today's not even a really pretty day. It's kind of gloomy here today, but I think it's really beautiful. You have some really nice views of the World Showcase Lagoon, of the boats, just very nice. Okay, so back here is the entrance to the Mitsukoshi department store. This is one of the largest stores that you're going to find in any of the pavilions. It has Japanese foods, gifts, apparels, accessories, tons and tons and tons of things. But before we walk through it, I want to show you this. Bijitsu-kan. It's a collection of Japanese art. It's a little museum back here. Japanese cute culture. The culture is all about how cute everything is, and little and squishy and tiny. This is another really great hidden spot with lots of seating that is air conditioned. So if you're ever curious or need to get out of the sun, come learn about cute culture. Mitsukoshi is massive, absolutely huge. And it kind of has, very similar to the Mexico Pavilion, this first half of it kind of has like the market vibe. There's a lot of really unique foods. There are so many things I want to try in here. They have mochi, which is like rice cakes. They have really specific different gummies, lots of different flavors of hockey sticks. I was always so impressed with these as a kid when we were learning about different cultures. I thought they were the coolest. They also have different kinds of ramen and curry and miso. There's rice. There's a lot of really cool things. You can even get a make your own sushi kit. It's a super, super popular store. So as you can see, it's kind of hard to navigate sometimes. And this is not even the busiest I've ever seen it. They even have different forms of Japanese skincare, shampoo, massaging. Lots of self-care things. Just looking at all the different individual items. You even have Hello Kitty things. Animal Crossing stationery. I need to walk out. And then one final dining option that is here in the Japan Pavilion. This restaurant is actually currently closed, but we're hoping for a reopening pretty soon while I'm at the time of filming this. It is a really creative Japanese dining experience. Very, very unique. All right, we've made it. Morocco. And the first thing that we're running into is Oasis Sweets and Sips. So this is where you can get Mediterranean-inspired sweets and cocktails like almond crescent croissants or even baklava. Lots of delicious items there. And then right next door to that, this is a shop where you can find gifts, jewelries, and lots of Aladdin merchandise. Alright, so once you walk directly out of the market, you're going to look straight into the Morocco Pavilion. This is the Gallery of Arts and History where you can find Race Against the Sun. This is a really neat kind of exhibit. She's a better driver than me. And then you can also walk through some just beautiful architecture here. Right through here, this little archway, which is Sangria Sips. You can get 2 sangrias for $20. I think it's one of the best deals in all of Disney World. And they're really delicious. Red and white. And there's a really beautiful seating area here in the back. So then if you walk past Sangria Sips, you're going to see the meet and greet for Jasmine back here. It's obviously a really popular one. You can see the line is huge today. So we're just going to keep walking in our circle. This is one of the most, I think, picturesque pavilions. If you're ever looking for good Instagram pictures, I love coming back here. And then here's a better view of that seating area for the sangria. All shaded with fans, might I add. Okay, so we headed back out under the archway. We're back here at the fountain. And here to the left is what is formerly known as Tangerine Cafe. This was used as a booth during Food and Wine. It used to be a quick service. It is not currently a quick service and has not been since the pandemic. But keep your eyes peeled. You never know what's going to happen over there. Disney might just surprise you. All right, so the last stop here in Morocco is the Spice Road table. It's Mediterranean small plates and drinks that you can grab over here. Lots of flavors of the Mediterranean, and walk-ins are welcome and highly encouraged. And currently, according to the Disney website when I checked last night, they are not currently taking reservations, so it is walk-up only. We finally have made it to Francois. The first things first, you're going to see your Belle meet and greet. You can meet Village Belle here. It's a very popular meet and greet. And of course, you can check out her times in the My Disney Experience app if you're curious. Here on our right, Le Vin des Chefs de France. So this is the walk-up bar here, the permanent walk-up bar. And this is where you can get a lot of different wines, slushies, champagnes. Really delicious. You know we've tried every single one of them there. Chefs de France is a table service here in the France Pavilion that you can find really fun and delicious French-inspired cuisine, and then also really beautiful views of EPCOT. I've eaten here several times. It's one that I really enjoy. So there is the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. This is a 12 to 15 minute show that kind of retells the story of Beauty and the Beast, but from the Beast's point of view. It's really very cute. And then at 6:30 at night, this theater goes from seeing Beauty and the Beast to seeing Impressions de France, where you get to see beautiful views and learn about French culture. All right, so heading kind of down through this alcove, we have Monsieur Paul is the restaurant, and it has recently just reopened. It is a very nice dining experience here in the France Pavilion. It's one of the more expensive meals you can get in Disney World. And Quincy and Breedlove actually just ate here to see if it was still worth the hype since it reopened. And you can go check out that video on our channel right now. And then over here to our left is Les Artisans de Glace. So this is ice cream and sorbet. It's really delicious, and they have seasonal flavors too if you're interested. You also can get the ice cream macaron here, which is one of my favorites. So past the ice cream shop, in the very back of the pavilion is Léon Boulangerie Pâtisserie Café Boutique des Cadeaux. Half of the patisserie is this fun little shopping area. The kid cot is actually over here in the back, and you can find a lot of France-specific merch back here. It is one of the larger stores in the France Pavilion. And here's KitKat. You're actually going to come, when you watch the Beauty and the Beast show or Impressions de France, this is actually where you're going to exit through as well. And then on the left half is the Boulangerie Pâtisserie, and this is where there are tons of delicious French food. And how can I know that? Oh, it's because I've eaten everything here. So my next stop is here to the left as you're exiting Léon, and it's Souvenirs de France. This is where you're going to find a lot of Ratatouille things. You're going to find a lot of Marie things from the Aristocats, and it's just, you know, lots of very French Disney characters. You're going to find merchandise for them here, mainly Remy, but I don't think anyone is sad about that. Oh, look at the journey. Anyone can cook. So then as you finish up shopping for your souvenirs, you're going to come into Le Vin de France. This is where you can get glasses or bottles of a lot of French wine and different French champagne. And you can head back into this wine cellar to grab some more souvenirs and then check out more of the wine collection that they have. Plume et Palette. So this is where you're going to find some really nice signature perfumes and lots of Disneyland Paris 30th anniversary merchandise. Lots of really nice Belle merchandise. There's the perfume. And then there's a lower half that also has some more France-specific merchandise, like this beautiful lavender collection. On Disney's website, they call it Signature. So this is another really beautiful store where you can find lots of signature perfumes and different cosmetics. It smells absolutely to die for in this room, and I wish I smelled like this every day. Also, if you're ever in desperate need for something, you're heading to a really nice dinner at Disney, but you sweated off all your makeup, this is a quick fix. Might be expensive, but still a fix. We're coming to see the new Ratatouille area. I use the term new pretty loosely. It's been open for a minute now, but it still feels new to me. And if you've not been to Disney in the last year, it's very new to you. Over here to the right, we have the crepes input there. This is something, again, we have eaten all of. They're really wonderful. They have galettes and crepes over here. And this is a quick service walk-up window, but there is no mobile order for this one. Here to the left is a fun, nice little stand with lots of Remy merchandise. And then back here to the right is Le Creperie de Paris. This also has lots of crepes and galettes and fun desserts, but it is a table service restaurant, so a much more expanded menu. Then right back here is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, the piece de resistance of the Remy area, the Ratatouille area. This is a fun 3D ride where Remy goes on a dash through Cousteau's restaurant. You're being chased, you're shrunk down to the size of a rat, and it's amazing. And it's Remy, and it's Ratatouille, and it's an adventure, and anyone can enjoy it. All right, so this line right here is to the last thing that we haven't really fully talked about in the France Pavilion. And it's to see Princess Aurora. Oh, Sleeping Beauty. She is so lovely and wonderful, but this is the only place that she meets. So this is a great spot to find her, the only spot to find her, and I hope you enjoy it. She normally will be right here underneath this gazebo. It's not time for her to come out just yet, but as the rest of the princesses go, you can always find her times in the My Disney Experience app. So down here is where you are going to find the entrance to the World Showcase from the International Gateway. So the International Gateway is where you're going to come into the parks if you're staying at any of the EPCOT resorts or if you're getting off the Skyliner. You can come through here and you don't have to go all the way to the front of the park. You can even find some friends like Daisy Duck back here if you're paying attention. There is also this shop here called World Traveler. And World Traveler just has lots of Disney apparel, gifts, some ears, lots of 50s merchandise, and other little knickknacks here and there. One of my absolute favorite pro tips is if you do come into this entrance for whatever reason in the mornings, definitely consider rope dropping Remy. It's a lot closer and it will save you a lot of time. I have rope dropped it both from the front of the park and from back here, and definitely back here is a lot easier. All right, so we are headed back up past, I guess, the bridge. So the bridge is here on the right. And then there is a fun little pin cart over here on the left with ears, pins, drinks, whatever you might need. That's all that's in this little alcove, but I spend a lot of time here. And then now, into the UK Pavilion. So here on the left, before she goes away, it looks like Alice is out. That's one of the characters you can meet here in the UK. And that's where she meets, right here on the left. Then right here on the right, as we're first walking in, is the Yorkshire County Fish Shop. This is where you can get fish and chips. And it's literally, it's fish and chips, or you can get some cuties and mandarin oranges. They do have some UK beers and tea as well. And this is on mobile order, which is incredibly nice. Then a little bit further past the Yorkshire County Fish Shop is the Rose and Crown. So the Rose and Crown is kind of two locations in one. So they have the Rose and Crown dining where you can get lots of UK-esque food and dinner with a lot of really nice views of the World Showcase Lagoon. And they also have the Rose and Crown pub. This is where it's a walk-up bar. This is where if you're drinking around the world, you're gonna make this stop. They have lots of unique drinks that you can't get really anywhere else but here. Then just right next to the Rose and Crown is the Rose and Crown walk-up bar. This is where you can just get some draft beers, some ciders, and then there is seating here in the back. So Twinning Teas is the classic tea shop here in the UK Pavilion. This is where you're gonna find lots of different types of tea and accessories for said tea. You can even buy tea chests and do like a little mix and match. You can cold infuse your tea, get chai tea, or they even have pumpkin spice chai. Delicious. And then, like in EPCOT style, the next door becomes the clean table. So the Queen's Table is this area right here, and it's where you can find things to, well, perfectly set your table. So like your teapots and your cups and your saucers and your teacups. Lots of very cute things. Lots of things fit for a queen. There's just a few more items. You can find a lot of merchandise for characters like Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan, because this is their home base. Same goes for the Winnie the Pooh characters. There's a lot of really fun stuff in these stores. Alright, so as we keep going on, this store then becomes the lords and ladies. And this is where you can find different perfumes, lotions, jewelry, accessories, nice things back through here. So here on the corner, as we're exiting kind of this courtyard area, is the toy soldier. This is where you're going to find toys and apparel and toys and toys and toys. There's lots of fun stuff in here. And again, lots of those kind of Brit-based characters, like 101 Dalmatians. And even Winnie the Pooh and Mary Poppins. There's lots of fun back here. And this is also where KidCot is in the UK Pavilion. Yeah. So the KidCot area is in the back of the toy section. We are headed into the Crown and Crest. This is the store where you can get the UK crest on a mug, on a shirt, or you can even find out what your family crest is. There's lots of really fun Ireland and England sweatshirts and different other items that you can purchase. They even have a lot of fun items that are like British-based pop culture. So things like Monty Python, the Beatles, Sherlock, lots of really fun stuff. So first, when you get into Canada, there is another Joffrey's. Disney is making sure you're not going without a single Joffrey coffee. I mean, we've passed, what, 3 now? So here we are. The first thing that we're running into is the mill stage. This is where they have live performers periodically. They will have signs outside, and of course you can check My Disney Experience for those times. We are going to immediately go left and go up these stairs and find the trading post and the Northwest Regatta. You can find maple syrup, NHL jerseys, lumberjack plaid shirts. Lots of really fun options. And lots of really cute options. Now we are going to walk up this way, even though really there's not much that we're going to see in this direction. It's just beautiful. So we're gonna go look at it. Just look how beautiful the gardens look. That's the entrance to Canada. It's just really, really pretty. And beautiful waterfalls as well. There's tiny little trees. And then if you go back this way, you can head down these stairs to Canada Far and Wide. This is not the only entrance to Canada Far and Wide, but it is one of them. Currently, the theater is not open. They have a few minutes until the next show. I thought this was fake. I thought it was... that was a statue that scared me. Are you okay? We were just up there with the hotel. Now we're down here. And we are passing Le Cellier. Le Cellier is the steakhouse here in the Canada Pavilion. It is a table service, and it is on the pricier end. It is delicious. Sometimes it can be hit or miss, especially for the price, but it's really, really wonderful. Just look how beautiful this is. And then, oh, just look at it. So nice. I could take pictures here all day, and I do. Okay, now that we're out of that area, the last thing here in Canada is the popcorn cart. The Canadian popcorn cart. This is where you can get maple popcorn, and you can get a special Turning Red drink, because Turning Red takes place in Canada, if you didn't know. This is also where you can grab the Ottawa apple drink if you're drinking around the world, because I did not know that for a long time. There are only 2 stops left here in the World Showcase. One here to the left is the refreshment port. This is the other there was the refreshment outpost. This is the refreshment port. You can get special seasonal offerings here. You also can get traditional poutine, chicken nuggets, waffle cones, like soft serve, lots of good stuff. It's a fun, easy, quick walk up, and I also love to get free water here. So Port of Entry is the last thing that we have not walked through. So this is where you can find a lot of the festival merchandise whenever you are here for festivals. So this is where the Food and Wine Festival merchandise is. This is where the Festival of Holidays things will be. And this is where a lot of the vault collection is. And if you don't know what the vault collection is the special kind of vintage inspired merchandise collection that they've done to celebrate the 50th anniversary. It is easily my favorite collection they have. I mean, look at this. A mug based off of the original map of Magic Kingdom. That's iconic. They also have a huge selection of the Vans collection that Disney has. Just lots of very fun, cute, simple things. Yes, lots of things. Okay, so here we are. We are headed into the World Nature section of the park. This is the part of the park that is themed around dedicating to understanding and preserving the beauty and awe and balance of the nature in the world, the natural world. Here on our right, we can find a beautiful popcorn cart. And then here on our left, we can find Imagination, which is Journey into Imagination with Figment. This is one of those rides that has a little bit of a complicated history, and if you're ever curious about it, you can check out our RTTs where we talk a lot about Figment. But Figment the Playful Dragon is your guide on a really delightful ride through sensory labs of imagination. It's really neat. It talks all about what it means to be imaginative and making your own way. It's very cute, even though I am sometimes afraid of Figment. He is a EPCOT staple that people absolutely enjoy, and anyone can enjoy this ride. So to the left of Figment is where you're going to enter for the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, and it's also where you're going to walk into Imageworks. It is the exit gift shop at the end of Journey into Imagination. You're going to find a lot of Figment merchandise here. You might find some ears, some other apparel, jewelry, lots of little nitty-gritty knickknacks. But if you head back through here, you're also going to find the What If Labs. So here is the What If Labs. They have meet and greets back here with I was going to say Vanellope, but it's Joy. They have meet and greets Joy from Inside Out. And then they also have a meet and greet with, I believe it's Vanellope back here. Sometimes it's Wreck-It Ralph. Check the My Disney Experience after that. I'm not 100% sure who it is today. And then there's also a lot of fun games that you and your kiddos can play. And, fun fact, touch screen, like we have on our cell phones, was invented in Epcot for areas like this. Figment merchandise. This is also where the DVC lounge is. If you are a member of the DVC, you can come back here to the lounge. Okay, so once you leave Imageworks, you can head up these stairs, and it will take you to the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. So this is a 3D animated short compilation, I should say, of different Pixar and Disney shorts that are played like before movies and things. And the thing that's really neat is that the theater is kind of interactive. It's a really cool show. It's about 20 minutes. It's a long show. It's a great way to get out of the heat. The seats are very comfortable. It's a favorite of mine. And if you go in this area, it's classic Mickey in his tuxedo. And normally this line is not super long, at least compared to the lines in Magic Kingdom and things. This area is also where the Disney Rewards photo spot is. So if you're a Disney Visa card holder, this is where you have some fun, really special surprise meet and greets. So if you're a card holder, definitely take advantage of this. This is really underutilized. And this is also where the jumping fountains are. So here we are. This is the Land Pavilion featuring Soarin'. We're gonna head inside. There's quite a few things inside the land. We're gonna check those out. I always go to the right, oddly enough, in the Land Pavilion. And that means that the first thing that I cross is Awesome Planet. Awesome Planet is a 10-minute film narrated by Ty Burrell about how awesome our planet is and, you know, how important it is to take care of it. I just watched it recently for the first time, and it was actually a lot of fun, and the theater was very comfortable if you ever need seats. Garden Grill Restaurant is where you can meet friends like Farmer Mickey and Chip and Dale and Pluto and have a really fun experience while you actually rotate. Your seats rotate. You also eat a lot of food from the Land, Living with the Land ride. It's really cool. It's a very nice experience. And they recently re-updated their menu in the last few months, so you can be sure, shameless plug, that AllEars did a review on it. You can go check that out. Okay, so here we are at Living with the Land, the boat ride. This is a gentle boat ride that goes through a multimedia agricultural display. And it shows you 4 working greenhouses in the land pavilion and how they grow and how Disney is involved with agriculture as it is and how it develops. You do not have to be any certain height to ride this. Anyone can enjoy it, and it is definitely a favorite of mine. Here is the quick service option that's in the land, and it's sunshine seasons. You can just walk right up to any of them and order your food hot. They have the Asian shop, sandwich shop, salad and soup shop, wood fire grill shop, a bakery, and a breakfast stop. So lots of options. You also can come and just grab some drinks, some sodas, whatever you're interested in. As a child, I could not stop eating the ahi tuna noodle salad. I don't know why. I was a child. So the final major attraction here and the last thing in the land pavilion is Soarin' Around the World. Soarin' Around the World is a flight simulation ride. It is one of the EPCOT originals in my mind, like one of the big ones when you used to come to EPCOT. You get to take a flight on a breezy airborne adventure. I mean, what else can you ask for? Well, you're hang gliding around the literal world. You do need to be at least 40 inches or taller to ride this one, but it's definitely a favorite of mine, so if you can ride it, I would highly recommend checking it out. In the shadow of Spaceship Earth lies our next stop, the Sea with Nemo and Friends. The Sea with Nemo Friends is a really fun family adventure. You get to go into a clam and take a ride because Nemo's been lost again, so they have to go find him. But luckily, anyone can enjoy this ride, so you can all figure out what happens. This is the exit store for the Seas with Nemo and Friends. You can find a lot of Finding Dory and Finding Nemo merchandise in here, and you also can find the Seas as in the aquarium. So this is a massive aquarium here at the end of the ride of the Seas of Nemo and Friends. It is massive. They have different things from manatees to fish to sharks to dolphins. I mean, it is crazy. There is tons of stuff to see and do in here. We'll walk around a little bit, and you can also see that they have a Finding Dory Friends Fantastic Scavenger Hunt. Just something to do. I think this is always great for kids, especially if you are interested in kind of helping them kill time, burn off some energy. This is a great place to do it, and it is air conditioned. So one of the first sections here is ocean life, and you get to see reef ecosystems and kind of what those look like. So once you check out ocean life, you can go see the manatees. This is my favorite spot. I see the manatees every single time I'm in here. That is not a joke. I absolutely adore them. Lil Joe's my favorite. So as soon as you get off of the escalator, you can actually come see the manatees from above. And if you catch them at the right time, you can see cast members feeding them. It's a lot of fun. So this section up here is where you can come see the dolphins, the sharks, the stingrays, the sea turtles, and the reef fish. That's really cool.
Do you see the Mickey? You see on the ground?
So they're obviously working, but how cool. Okay, so if you go to the left of the dolphin shark section, you're going to find the nursery. This actually just reopened as of November, like 2022. There's still things that they are working on. There are still exhibits that are temporarily closed, but it's really cool to be able to come in, check out this area, and they have a lot of benches and seating up here, which is nice. And it helps keep your kids entertained. There's screens, there's quizzes, Mr. Ray's Pop Quiz if you're into Nemo. Turtle Talk with Crush is a really, really cute show where kids can go and sit and their parents can sit with them, and Crush from Finding Nemo comes out and he teaches them all about sea life and what life is like as a turtle, and it's incredibly interactive. The kids get to ask real questions and Crush really answers them. It's really neat. I really enjoy it, and I'm an adult. I think it's tons of fun and anyone can enjoy it. So here it is, our last stop. Coral Reef Restaurant. The Coral Reef Restaurant is a place where you get to enjoy a really neat dining experience because you are at this table service inside of the aquarium. It's really, really cool. You get to see, I'm so sorry, I just got excited about that. You get to see more than 2,000 amazing sea creatures who call this place home, and you get to enjoy some little, cuisine yourself, some seafood-based cuisine. It is a table service and it does need reservations, but these are not some of the most sought after reservations in Disney World. Well, we have walked around the world together, we've eaten some new snacks, we've learned to talk turtle, and we've mispronounced pretty much every store and restaurant name in the book. And it's been magical, and I'm glad that you got to do it all with me. So remember, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And now go check out Sage's entire tour of Disney's Animal Kingdom.